Well, look, anyway, let's start our date with Kurudin by going through Ale's route. So first of all, leave it on the side of the road. And now we proceed to the next selection. I forgot what the skip button is. So let's just go through all of these. Right, you know. Blah blah blah. Ale. Next selection. Ale again, you know. Next selection, ale. Next selection, ale. You know. I have to talk to Kururu. My god. I don't think the sound effects. I don't think they intended for this to happen. Who's next? Isuzu. Anzu. And hang on a minute. And wait. Shit. I may have fucked up. I'm sure it's fine. Let's go Kururu. Okay. I got the achievement. It's fine. Why is Kino sure she doesn't have a route? I know. I wish she did. I suppose I could try discussing it with Kosaki-san one last time. Although she didn't know about the love note itself, she was still more than willing to support me in my love life with her. And even how observant she was, and given how observant she was, I'm sure she'd be able to give me some sound advice on who to choose as my potential girlfriend. And the game probably isn't popular enough to have dojins of Kino. Yeah, I know. Besides, she told me at the party that I was welcome to talk to her anytime. I think it was time to take her up on that offer. Actually, do you think you could give me a little more time? I'd like to have one last strategy meeting with Kosaki-san before I decide.
Kururu-san desu ka? 確かに彼女は協力を買って出てくれてますけど、せっかくラブノートがここにあるのに、わざわざクルルさんに相談するんですか?
I feel like she'd be able to give me a little more objective advice.
ふむ、まあいいですけどね。
Ignoring Lovemeel's somewhat unconvinced tone, I quickly picked up my phone. Navigating to my Rhyme app, I opened up a chat with Kosaki-san and... Wait, probably kind of rude to message her at this hour. Although it wasn't past midnight or anything, it was still late enough in the evening that I was hesitant to contact her. Oh well, guess I'll have to talk to her in person tomorrow. Sorry, Lovemeel, but we're gonna have to put the love note on hold for tonight.
はあ、わかりましたけど。さっきも言ったように決断は早めにしてくださいね。あまりに遅いと取り返しのつかないことになりますから。
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm gonna go take a bath.
はい、ごゆっくり。クルルさんですか。まあ、温かく見守るとしましょうかね。
Uh-oh.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Next morning, after arriving at school, I made my way toward the first year's classroom.
これが下級生のクラスですか。可愛い子がいっぱいですね。
What do you... Bro, they're only a year younger than you. For some reason, Lomiel had followed me as well. Why are you here too?
なんでも何も私恋天使ですよ。恋愛相談をしに行くのにのけ者にしないでください。
That's because you're incredibly... That's because you're so incredibly useless. It's because you're so incredibly useless that I have to go to someone else for advice in the first place.
はっきり言わないでくれませんかね。ぐさっときます、ぐさっと。ぐさー。
And she is dead.
残念、私の冒険はここで終わってしまった。
Anyway, let's see if Kosaki-san's here. I take a quick look around. It wasn't often that I paid a visit to the first year's classroom, so I wasn't able to spot her right away. But I didn't want to stand and stare for too long either, or people might start getting suspicious of me. What to do?
兄さん、どうしたんですか？
Huh? Turning around, I found myself face to face with Uta. Now that I think about it, she's in the same class as Kosaki-san too, isn't she? The PTSD, god damn it.
一体どうしたんです？わざわざ1年生の教室まで来て。
Don't say.
もしかしてこのまま私の腕を取って郊外へ行くとか言うんじゃ。
Stop saying that, Uta. It's not even your route.
一応私も一緒に来てるんですよ、うたちゃん。
Bro, they just they just made Uta the canon romance and then just stuck with it and was like, all right, maybe we'll give some other characters some routes.
私はいつでも心の準備はできています。兄さんとならどこへでも。
Bro, sorry to bust your bubble. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm here to see Kosaki-san. Could you get her for me?
妹の友達ですか。
Bro.
いいですよ。兄さんのお願いなら喜んで。うたちゃん目が笑ってないですよ。
She is turning into a yandere every single time I choose a route other than hers.
クルルちゃん、お客さんですよ。お利口な兄さんが朝からご指名です。
So she's just gonna resort to slandering my name, huh?
女の嫉妬は恐ろしいものですからね。わざわざ教室まで来なくても。
Don't look at me like that, Kururu. Flushing red, Kosaki-san came out to greet us. Sorry, is this a bad time or something?
まずいというか、朝から先輩の男子に呼び出されるなんて、クラスメイトからどう思われるか。
I mean, Uta isn't wrong about the lolicon thing. Look, I dated Ale and not Mitsukasu-san. Why am I blanking on a name? Minakoshi Sensei. I'm thinking of Riddle Joker. I've been playing that shit every day. I played for 2 episodes worth yesterday. That's all I'm gonna say. I did the same thing I did last week, you know, with the fucking confession shit.
しかもご指名だなんて、高崎くるるはそんなサービスやってません。
Try to forget about that. I'm gonna give Uta a stern talking to later. You have gushing over magic girls tomorrow, so have a break of Riddle Joker. Look, I didn't have a break of Riddle Joker last week. I still played. Yeah, no, I still played an episode's worth last week as well. Also, I'm not sure I want to know what kind of services she's talking about. Anyway, this is serious. I'd like to ask you for a bit of advice regarding you-know-what.
Oh.
Her expression instantly changed. Her eyes glinted like a detective whose sixth sense had suddenly picked up on something of interest.
なるほど。のっぴきならない状態であることはなんとなく察しました。
Gushing Over Magic Girls is priority because it's weekly. I mean, yeah, that's why I watched Gushing Over Magic Girls before I played Riddle Joker. Last week.
どのみちここじゃなんですから、屋上にでも行きましょう。今の時間は人も少ないですし。
Alright. Sorry for taking up your time like this.
いえいえ、お気になさらず。
Oh. She's so cute. What?
ぼーっとしていたら置いてかれてしまいました。しかしつむぐさん、すごい自然の流れでクルルさんを誘い出しましたね。今も足並み揃えて仲良く歩いてますし。あの二人、意外とお似合いなのでは？うたちゃんはどう思います？
No!
それよりもう教室に戻ったらどうです？いつまでもそこにいられると邪魔なんですけど。
Hey, Dexter, you got Uta back. I think I'm gonna do a tier list for this game as well.
なるほど。意中の相手が未だに決まらないけど、そろそろ絞らないとまずいですか。
You know, once I get through all of the characters and then I run back through the game, Masaru will be on the list. Of course he'll be on the list. But, you know, once I get through the whole game and then I run back through it on the 18 plus patch, you know, of course I'll have to for the Patreon, right? You know. No. Ushiro won't be on the list because he's not dateable. Look, I'm Uta's dad. You mean you mean Samuga's dad? And Uta and Samuga's dad. Kino will be on the list because you know, I forgot the protagonist's name. Bro, I almost forgot the protagonist's name. I always called him Satoru. Unicorn. Hang on a minute. Now we're not even doing my Klutzy Cupid characters. Let's stop talking about this.
そういえば、そういう奇病を患ってるんでしたっけ？彼女作らないと男として死ぬみたいな。
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know how much of that she actually believed, but it was more or less the truth after all.
それなら極端な話、誰でもいいから片っ端からアタックしちゃえばいいのでは。彼女を作ることが目的ならそれでもいいんですよね。その後馬が合わなければ別れればいい話なんですし。
That's a frighteningly pragmatic way of thinking about it. That doesn't sit right with me. Getting into a relationship with somebody just for the sake of being in one would be pretty disrespectful to both them and myself. Certainly with the love note, it wouldn't really matter how compatible we were as a couple. Whoever I chose would give me advice on how to raise their fatedness regardless. Just chatting. Hang on. No, we're not doing an Azalea tier list. There are too many characters. Let me see. 691. Nah, I ain't doing that shit. Empress Meta's on there though. But that being said, that didn't mean, you know, I was fine with choosing just anybody. Finding a fake girlfriend in order to avoid losing the ability to get erections seemed like a poor solution to me. I wanted to be in a relationship with someone I actually loved.
なるほど。佐久間先輩はちゃんとまっすぐな恋愛がしたいんですね。
Huh? Oh, well, yeah. For some reason, she smiled warmly at me. I didn't really get it, but it felt like she had been testing me somehow. Anyway, what do you think, Kosaki-san? Is there somebody you think would be a good match for me right now?
歓迎会の時にも言いましたけど、やっぱりあのメンバーの中にいると思うんですよね。
True.
クルル的には小泉先輩がいいと思いますけど、この前デートにも行ってましたよね。
I already dated her, so... Well, yeah, I guess. Her fadedness has risen quite high after that as well, so I suppose it wasn't completely out of the question. And this is why we had to go through Aile's route. We essentially had to do Aile's route 2.0 to get, actually, because Kururu is always the second option next to a different character, I'm gonna have to go through this part again, right? But like going through a different route and then choosing Kururu at the end. I'm gonna have to do that after her route here. But the thing is, I kind of have a hard time seeing her as a girl, you know? If anything, she's more like a little sister or a relative, something like that.
それでも十分すぎるくらいだと思いますけど、先輩がそういう以上は仕方ありませんね。
We definitely don't live together.
ふむ、それ以外だと幼馴染さんは
This is a little complicated. There was another issue to resolve with her first.
西条先輩とか
Hey, Kururu, I'm doing those two after you, okay? It was a miracle enough that she showed up at the party. I usually don't even have any contact with her at all.
じゃあうたちゃん
I already did her, okay? I did her first. She's my little sister, you know?
それなら峰越先生は
I just did her, okay? In the figurative sense and the literal sense. I mean, I think she's a great person and all. I looked up to her too as an older woman. But I can't really imagine myself with her. The difference in our age is a huge hurdle already. Yeah, that didn't stop Minakoshi Sensei route Tsumugu.
それなら店長さんも
I wish, but the game said no. Absolutely not.
もう何なんですか先輩クルルが挙げた方たちみんな否定してるじゃないですか
Well, you haven't brought yourself up yet. Oh. I'm not shooting them down. I'm just saying it might be a little different, that's all.
それが良くないんですよ逆に伺いますけど今挙げた方たち以外に先輩と仲のいい女の子なんているんですか
Well, now that you mention it, aside from Lomiel, Isuzu, Saijo-san, Uta, and Minakoshi-sensei, the only other girl I spoke to on a regular basis was... Wait a second. Actually, there is one.
誰ですか？クルルも知っている方ですか？
Ah! Fucking... Yeah, I know one. Masora. Oh, wait, never mind. That's not the right thing. Backlog.
誰ですか？クルルも知っている方ですか？
Well, of course you do. It's you. Hang on. What? Bro. I need to do that again. Hang on. How do I go back?
ここまで戻っち無事戻れたわ。誰ですか？
Bro.
クルルも知っている方ですか？
Just how abrupt. It caught me so off guard. Well, of course I do. Bro. Like, it was not a smooth cut off, let's just say. It's like a record scratch moment. You're one of the girls I get along well with too, aren't you? Her face turned a boiling red.
何を言ってるんですか、先輩。クルルはあくまで戦術アドバイザーで、先輩の恋愛対象に立候補した覚えは。
Well, considering that the writers gave you a rat and not Kino-san, that means you are a viable character, a viable waifu. All I said is that we get along well, which is the truth.
事実としてクルルも恋人候補なんですか？
Well, that's what the writers wanted, so... I never said that. Sorry. I wasn't trying to tease you or anything.
ああ、いえ、それは分かっていますが。先輩、クルルのこと、いつもそういう目で。
Her eyes flickered timidly up toward me. She curled up her body, fidgeting restlessly. I couldn't help but be reminded of some kind of tiny animal. Gulp. A girl I got along well with. Now that I thought about it like that, Kosaki-san did kind of seem rather adorable.
クルルのことは置いといて、先輩はもう少し身の回りにいる女の子たちの魅力に気づくべきです。今日一日はみんなのことを意識してみてください。それでもう一度一人で考えること、いいですか？
Alright, I'll give it a try. Thanks for hearing me out. I appreciate it.
いえ、先輩がめでたく恋愛成就できれば、クルルにとっても良い経験になりますし。
That's right. She'd once said she wanted to change her introverted personality by experiencing a bunch of new and different things. Hazuki was viable too, apparently. Shut up. I didn't read that. Right. Well, then I guess I'd better do my best.
ここまで戻る。はい、戻ってくれたよ。
I got the feeling her personality had already undergone quite a drastic change already, though. Right, well, I guess I better do my best. For your sake, too.
はい、よろしくお願いします。クルルのためにも。
For the time being, I'll try taking Kosaki-san's advice today. Try observing the girls around me a little more closely. Don't do Uta dirty like this.
それでどうなったんです？
Not well. I still don't have an answer. It was no use. Sorry, but I'm gonna Have to put the love note on hold tonight as well. I don't feel like writing anyone's name in it when I still haven't decided who to pursue. I'll speak to Kosaki-san again tomorrow and make a decision soon though.
まあ私は別に構いませんけども。
So I hated to bother Kosaki-san again. I'll have to go see her again tomorrow. I knew I was being pathetic and indecisive, but it wouldn't be a good idea to narrow down my choice to one person unless I was sure about them. Once I talked it over with Kosaki-san though, I was confident I'd find the answer I was looking for.
ある意味このままでもいいのかもしれませんね。
What do you say?
いえ何も。もしかしたらまだラブノートに名前を書いていない子が運命の相手って可能性はありませんか？
I see. I guess that's also possible. I'll see what Kosaki-san has to say about that tomorrow, too.
そうしてください。
Why are you giving me that look?
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
She knows. Of course she knows. She knew when Kururu and I were talking to each other in front of the classroom.
どういうことですか？早いうちに恋人を作らないとまずいんですよね。
Uta knows too. That's... yeah. Of course she does. Sorry. Like she suggested, I tried paying closer attention to the girls around me, but in the end, I still wasn't able to decide who to pick. Just as I had expected, Kosaki-san was rather upset with me when she heard the news. What do you mean, don't remind me? You reminded yourself. I gave it some serious thought, you know, asking myself if I was really in love with this girl and so on. But the more I thought about it, the less I began to understand what love really is.
別に無理に意識する必要なんてありませんよ。まずはその子の魅力に気づくことができればいいんです。
Easier said than done.
仕方ありません。今日はクルルも同行しますね。
Why did they have to do that to Uta and the teacher route? I don't know, man. Funakoshi Sensei's route was good too. And then they have to do Uta dirty like that. There were two instances in it. One was no, it was not. Yes, it was. The first instance was like, hey Uta, what do you think I should buy a girl for her birthday present? And then Uta was like, are you buying a gift for me? And then he's like, no. And then the second one is literally on the while Tsumugu and Minakoshi were getting married, you just fucking hear Uta in the background. Bro. Anyway. What do you mean?
今からいろんな子にアプローチをかけに行くんです。それでもう一度恋人候補を洗い出しましょう。
Clover Days is worse. There are 2 love triangles. How many girls are there that you can choose before any route starts? How many girls are there you can romance in Clover Days? Okay. What, huh?
早速候補の方たちを見つけましたね。しかもちょうど2人で話してるみたいです。
Yeah. So?
話しかけに行ってください。
That's what I thought. Probably isn't a good time though. They might be discussing something important.
あら？さくらくん？そんなところでコソコソしてどうしたの？
6? Nah. You cannot have 6 girls and then have 2 of them be already in love with the main character. Before the during the common route. They're all childhood friends, of course. But you know, speaking of Clover Days, it'll be a while before I get to Clover Days because I'm doing Riddle Joker, and then after Riddle Joker, depending on the upload schedule, there's that the one you linked before, right? That's getting a English decensor, demosaicked as they said.
佐久間くん、あなた立ち聞きしてたんじゃないでしょうね。
And I've been spotted. No, nothing like that. I just thought it was unusual to see the 2 of you together. Plus I stepped out from my hiding place. All 6 love him. Oh god. I turned to look at Kosaki-san, but
ほら、話を続けてください。この前の歓迎会を話題にするとか。
he hissed at me, pushing at my back. Thanks for coming to the welcome party the other day. I know you both didn't really have to have anything to do with it. I'm glad you celebrated with us. Ale and the others were really happy too. So I just wanted to thank you again.
別にいいのよ。私たちも楽しかったから。
ええ、玉の息抜きにはなったから行ってよかったと思ってるわ。
むしろこちらこそお礼を言いたいくらいよね。呼んでくれてありがとう、佐久間くん。
Haha. Don't mention it.
いい流れですよ。今度は3人でお食事でもとか、また来てくれたら手料理振る舞いますよとか誘ってください。
The voice behind me demanded unreasonably. Don't be stupid. I got to suddenly invite them to a meal.
そんなことないです。最近のトレンドはグイグイ攻め攻めアプローチですよ。
That's the first I've heard of it.
さっきから何2人でコソコソしてるのよ。
なんでもないです。実は佐久間先輩がお二方に言いたいことが。
No, I don't.
そういえば歓迎会の時も佐久間くんと高崎さんは2人で話していたわよね。前々からよく一緒にいるのを見かけてたけど、2人とも仲がいいのね。
へえ、2人ってそういう関係なの？
She Rinka, don't look at me like that. No, that's not.
今はクルルたちのことではなく、
The entire plan is falling apart, Kururu.
すみません。クルルたち出直してきます。
Excuse us? Where are you taking me? Hey.
一人ぼっちで上級生の教室に来ちゃった系女子。
Huh? No! Don't keep showing Uta!
おお、勇気ある我が
Bro!
帯にキスを使わそう。
This game, man! He doesn't want. I don't know if you heard that. Bro!
なんて言って私を押し倒してくれないかなと兄に対してあらぬ幻想を抱いている系女子。ってあれ、お席に兄さんがいない。
あれ、うたちゃんどうしたの？2年生の教室に来るなんて珍しいね。
兄さんにお弁当を届けに来たんです。家出るとき忘れていったみたいで。
Ah, the pain.
そっかそっか。つむちゃんなら。
Why do you have to do this? At least Ao's route wasn't this bad when it came to showing how much Uta loves Satoru. Tsumugu.
ここにいます。
Ow. Stop pushing me, Kosaki-san.
兄さん。で、クルルちゃんも一緒？
Oh.
つむちゃん、うたちゃんがお弁当を届けに来てくれたよ。
Oh, right. Thanks, Uta.
はい、どうぞ。まったく兄さんたら、私がいないと本当に何もできないんですから。
Ah.
俺はお前がいないと何もできないんだ。
Huh?
クルルちゃん、今何か言いました？何も言ってない。
He hit me on the back as if telling me to take this seriously. Hang on.
ここまで戻って無事戻れたわ。何も言ってない。
Bro.
クルルちゃん、さっきからどうしてつむちゃんにしがみついてるの？え？これは上級生の教室に来たことないから恥ずかしいんですよ。こういうウブなところが可愛いんですよね、クルルちゃん。なるほど、だからつむちゃんの後ろに隠れてるんだ。違う、隠れてるのはサポートするためで。二人とも仲いいんだね。なんか羨ましいな。
Uta. Don't think about it, Uta. Oh, thank God she didn't say anything. Guess you're not the type that performs well under pressure, huh?
こんなはずじゃないんです。このままでは終われませんよ、先輩。まだ小泉先輩と店長が残ってるんですから。
No, we don't. We have you to talk to, not them.
ほう、同伴出勤か。
Inu-san's snide greeting immediately took the wind out of her sails.
おはようございます。ああ、クルルさんにつむぐさん。やっぱりお二人で来たんですね。
Of course Kinu knows. That's why I like Kinu.
なんだやっぱりって。こいつら本当にそういう感じなのか？本当にそういう感じです。きっと今日もラブラブ手をつないできたんですよ。
つないでませんよ。
なんだつないでないのか。つむぐ、そういうのが男の解消というやつだぞ。
Bro.
不意に手を握られるとドキドキしますよね。女の子なら誰もが憧れるシチュです。
What? Kosaki-san and even and I aren't even.
シャドウは危ないから手をつないでいこう。マイハニー。カレピッピ素敵みたいな。
I see.
じゃないですよ。何感心してるんですか？
Oh my God, she's so cute.
じゃないで
I
すよ。
didn't play the
何感心
sound.
してるんですか？
Let's go back.
ここまで戻って戻れたよ。じゃないですよ。何感心してるんですか？
Uta or Kururu, pick one. I can't not go for Uta. Bro, the amount of... It's ever since Minakoshi's route. Could you please stop hitting my back at every chance you get? It doesn't hurt at all, but still. If I want wholesome Kururu, yeah. In the end though, Kosaki-san's appeals fell on deaf ears, and it was time for us to get to work. Several hours later.
おかしいです。サポートするつもりだったのに、なぜかことごとく失敗してしまいました。
We had the same shift today. Kosaki-san and I made our way home together as well.
どうして失敗したんでしょう。こちらが押す前に相手から引いていったような。
Look, Kururu, there is one character you have forgotten. Masora. This is just a guess, but I get the impression they thought we were already going out.
そんなわけないじゃないですか。だってクルルたちはただの先輩後輩の関係で。
Well, the achievement said I'm doing your route, so... I mean, you and I have been spending the whole day alone together since morning. I suppose I can't blame them.
なるほど。だから皆さん遠慮して。確かにそれなら説明がつく。でも先輩と恋人って。
It was odd how someone as perceptive as Kosaki-san hadn't realized it until just now.
佐久間先輩はいいんですか？クルルが恋人だと思われて。
Yes. Doesn't really bother me. But if you don't like it, I'll make sure to correct them later.
いえ、そこまでのことでは。だっておかしいじゃないですか。恋人探しに協力しているクルルが恋人扱いされるなんて。
Hang on, I didn't ask, okay? You're the one who told me to do this. I couldn't hear what she murmured under her breath. I decided I'd explain the truth to Suzu and Kinu-san later. Only those two, though. By the way, I forgot to thank you. Thanks for all your help today, Kosaki-san.
いえ、こちらこそ散々振り回しちゃってすみませんでした。考えてみれば先輩にアドバイスができるほどクルルも恋愛について知らないんですよね。それなのに生意気なことばかり言って、そのくせ失敗続きで申し訳ないです。
Kosaki-san's head drooped in shame. Although she had no real reason to, she had been taking my problems as seriously as if they had been her own. I wonder what it is that's driving her to go this far for me. It said she'd wanted to improve her introverted personality, but for a supposed introvert, she was being exceedingly assertive about this. Suddenly, her feet came to a halt in front of the bookstore. Kosaki-san? She was staring intently at the products showcased in front of the store. She showed no sign of picking them up. They seemed to have caught her attention nonetheless. What's the matter?
いえ、なんでもないです。ちょっと並べられている雑誌が気になっただけで。
Magazines? I took a closer look. There were a variety of different magazines on display, but I quickly recognized which one had caught her eye. It was exhibited prominently in front of all the rest. I didn't know you read web novels.
意外ですか?
A little. I thought you'd be more into the super dense novels with lots of words. The magazine she was looking at had a feature on writers who were mainly active on the internet. Lately, I've heard about authors who gained popularity by posting short stories and such on their blogs or social media. Although the majority of them were amateur writers, it seemed quite a few of them were were able to get their work published after gaining a large enough following.
実はクルルもネット小説を書いていたりするんです。
Oh, really? That's cool. So she wasn't just a reader, but a writer too. Impressive.
と言っても趣味の領域ですよ。書いてる作品もまがいものばかりですし。
What do you mean?
クルルが書くお話ってどうしてもどこかで見たことがあるようなものになっちゃうんですよね。斬新さや個性みたいなものが何もなくて、誰かと似たり寄ったりなお話にしかならなくて。
So that's what she meant by. That's what she means by rip-off.
それである時気づいたんです。今のクルルに足りないものは人生経験なんだって。けどクルルは引っ込み思案な性格だから、経験を得るためにはまずは自分を変えなくちゃいけないなと思いまして、フェアリーテイルでバイトを始めたのもそれがきっかけです。
So you wanted to change yourself and gain new experiences in order to be able to write something unique.
あわよくばその作品をみんなに読んでもらえれば、そんなことを昔から夢見てるんです。それが雑誌でもネットでも何でもいいんです。とにかく自分だけの物語を書いて公表することさえできれば。
I see. I think I'm starting to get it now. Guessing that's also the reason you're so invested in my love life. So you could so that you could gain more life experience, right?
身勝手な理由ですみません。特に恋愛の経験はなかなか得難かったので。でもクルルなりに真剣に取り組んでいるつもりです。佐久間先輩が素晴らしい方と結ばれるよう、クルルは。
Don't worry, I'm not mad or anything. If anything, I think it's amazing how hard you're working in pursuit of your ideals.
かっこいい？
I think it takes a lot of determination and drive to change yourself as a person. Maybe it's because I'm someone who had given up on my own dreams, but I genuinely want to support you too. If it's alright with you, I'd love to help you any way I can.
ありがとうございます、先輩。
Smiling softly, she gave me a small bow of the head. A small bow of the head. Perhaps it was my imagination, but it seemed like her cheeks were flushed slightly pink as well.
このこと話したの先輩が初めてです。
Really?
ただの個人の趣味ですし、言いふらすのも恥ずかしいですから。だからみんなには言わないでくださいね。
Yeah, of course. But if that's the case, are you sure you should have told me in the first place?
まあ佐久間先輩とは持ちつ持たれつの関係でもありますから。
Mutually beneficial.
エッチな意味じゃないですよ。利害関係者とかそういう意味の方で。
Relax. That wasn't what I was thinking. But you know, now that I think about it, I never really knew a single thing about you, Kosaki-san. All I knew was that she was a good friend of Uta's. So in that sense, I'm glad I got to know you a bit more about you. I'm happy we seem to have gotten a little closer.
嬉しい？それってどういう？先輩はクルルと距離を縮めて何がしたいんですか？
What? Nothing. I'm just saying how it feels like we're not on the same page anymore. Feeling strangely embarrassed for some reason, the two of us fell silent as we stood with the crowd, waiting for the light to change. There sure are a lot of people here. There sure are a lot of people, huh? In an attempt to break the awkward silence, I groped around for a different subject.
ちょうど帰宅ラッシュの時間帯ですからね。無理もないですよ。
Indeed, looking around, I could see the occasional salaryman skipping happily up and down for some reason. Perhaps some of them were taking their vacation early, seeing as it was almost Golden Week.
すみません。
Don't worry about it. Getting jostled around by the crowd, Kosaki-san lost her balance and collided into me. In that moment, we were squeezed into even closer together. And things grew awkward again, making it hard to continue the conversation. I touched the back of her hand just now, didn't I? I'd only just barely grazed it, but still, I couldn't believe how sensitive I was to the slightest touch. It made me realize how unaccustomed I was to dealing with girls. Kosaki-san didn't seem particularly bothered by it, though. So there wasn't any reason for me to think about it too much. However,
不意に手を握られるとドキドキしますよね。女の子なら誰もが憧れるシチュです。
why the heck am I remembering that now of all times? Kosaki-san's soft and supple hands, half hidden in by the sleeve of her sweater. Thanks to Ael's words, I couldn't help but feel my attention drawn toward it. And the more I thought about it, the harder it was to tear my eyes away. Kosaki-san said she didn't have any romantic experience, right? In that case, she's probably never held hands with a guy either. If I grabbed her hand right now, I wondered what kind of reaction she'd make. Maybe she'd dislike it. Maybe I'd scare her. But since this was Kosaki-san we're talking about, she might even accept it. I had no basis for thinking so for some reason, but for some reason I felt like that just might be the case. Kosaki-san. My body suddenly moved on its own. Before I knew it, I'd grasped Kosaki-san's petite hand in mine. Look, Tsumugu looks weird. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. And giving it a firm squeeze, pulled her toward me. Kosaki-san's smallest shoulder eventually followed suit, coming to a rest against my own. Even though her clothes could feel the faint warmth of her skin. Even through our clothes, I could feel the faint warmth of her skin. She is flabbergasted. Her speechlessness was more than enough to convey her shock. Even without looking at her face, or rather being too embarrassed to even look her in the eye, it was obvious just how flustered she was. I heard that girls were vulnerable to surprise attacks, so I wanted to give it a try. What the hell am I talking about? That was a terrible excuse.
もしかして小泉先輩が言ってたやつですか？でもなんでクルルに？
Sorry. If you don't like it, feel free to shake me off.
いえ、嫌というわけじゃ。けど、あれここは嫌って言わないとおかしい。あれれ。
Although I tried playing it cool, I was desperately trying to keep my composure as well. I was sure my hands were beating with sweat right about now.
その本の中だけでしか見たことも聞いたこともなくて、どうすればいいのか。
Kosaki-san seemed to be at a loss for words as well. Seeing how innocent her reaction was, there was something I couldn't help but wonder about. You know, after what you told me, a thought occurred to me. If you're looking to gain romantic experience, wouldn't it be better to experience it yourself? I mean, I appreciate the help you're giving me, and I'm not saying the romance you read about in books never happens in real life, but I feel it's not possible to understand what love really is until you experience it for yourself at least once. I knew it was hardly my place to be saying this, given how indecisive I was about my own love life. But after seeing how clumsy this underclassman of mine is, I just couldn't leave her alone. Kosaki-san averted her eyes, seemingly conflicted.
できるものならしてみたいです。
Well...
でもクルルなんかに恋人ができるとは思えなくて。
You think too little of yourself. I think you could get easily a boyfriend. You could easily get a boyfriend if you wanted to, with how cute you are.
かわいい。先輩まさかクルルのことをそういう目で見てるんですか？もしかして今手をつないだのも。
No, that's not what I... Unable to think of a good excuse after another awkward silence fell between us. Although we continued to hold hands, neither of us knew what to say.
先輩ってその不器用ですよね。女の子に対して。
At length, Kosaki-san finally spoke.
小泉先輩が言ってたからってすぐ試そうとするの単純というか、そういうの下手の横好きって言うんですよ。
Haha, I can't deny that. I'm an arrogant protagonist after all. Aren't they all tactless?
でも先輩のおっしゃる通りクルルも不器用なんです。クルルいろんな経験をしたいと思っていても恋愛にはいつも奥手になってて、だから先輩のことを観察して恋愛を知った気になろうと思ってましたけど、確かに身をもって体験しなきゃわからないですよね。なので先輩が教えてくれませんか？
あ？
男の人のことや恋愛のこととか、手をつなぐにしても何にしてもクルルにいろいろと勉強させてほしいんです。その先輩とならこうして手をつないでいても嫌ではないので。
Hold on, Kosaki-san. What are you saying?
勘違いしないでください。あくまでお互いの経験のためのお付き合いです。 仮初めの恋人関係を結んで、お互いに不慣れなことを勉強してはどうかと。
Yeah, and then the temporary relationship will turn into a permanent one.
先輩もクルルを練習相手に使っていいですから。
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? A relationship for the sake of experience. Becoming a temporary couple. That's what Kosaki-san was suggesting. Make use of each other as training partners. Sure enough, the both of us were rather intimidated by the concept of love. And so our plan was for us to experience it together. Generally speaking, this wasn't a very orthodox relationship. If our friends found out about this arrangement, there was no telling how they'd react. And yet, nevertheless, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. In order to decide which girl I wanted to be with, I felt as though giving this a shot with Kosaki-san was the right call. With her, I got the feeling I'd find my answer sure enough. Let's try practicing this romance thing together.
では、今からそういうことでよろしくお願いします。
I caught that before it got worse. Yeah, I guess so. And that's how the strange relationship between me and Kosaki-san began. Yep.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Strange indeed. The next day, after forming my secret relationship with Kosaki-san,
つむぐさん、いつもより起きるの早くないですか？
only by about 10 minutes, you know. So, truth be told, I'd woken up on purpose in order to use these 10 minutes to prepare myself. I needed a bit of extra motivation today, after all.
ゆうべもラブノート使いませんでしたし、つむぐさん、最近変ですよ。それとも昨日何かありました？
Huh? No, not really. My voice betrayed me. I tried appearing calm, but it seemed as though I wasn't able to hide the pounding in my heart. You can't blame me, though. After all, Kosaki-san and I are in a relationship now. It was only a relationship for the sake of learning about romance, but starting today, we'd be experiencing romance together firsthand. And then they'll become a permanent relationship. Which meant we'd be doing stuff like holding hands, like yesterday. Just the thought of doing it again was making my palms sweat. Crap. Now I'm getting nervous.
なんか怪しいです。
そうそう、今日もクルルちゃんと一緒に登校する約束をしているんですけど、兄さんはどうします？
Sure. Might as well, I guess. I feigned dumb, but I'd been counting on this in the first place. So it wouldn't be just the two of us. I'd be walking to school with my girlfriend today. My heart skipped a beat at the thought. Still, I'd better watch out around Uta. Our relationship with Kosaki-san wasn't something we could talk about with just anyone. Especially not Uta. It would displease her enough to learn I'd gotten a girlfriend. But if that girlfriend turned out to be Kosaki-san, things would get complicated, to say the least. What's more, If she found out that our relationship was only a temporary one, might even endanger their friendship. Bro, I'll have to be very careful to make sure Uta doesn't suspect anything.
どうしたんです兄さん。私の顔をまじまじと見つめて。
Don't think about it.
もしかしてそういう合図？
No, it isn't. I have no idea what you're fantasizing about, but I can assure you it's not like that.
あの
The moment I heard her voice, my pulse skyrocketed. The moment was finally here.
おはようございます、クルルちゃん。
Oh, hello, Saint Quartz. We are struggling here.
おはよう、うたちゃん。
The moment our eyes met, she jumped in surprise and hid behind a nearby gate post. You're gonna give it away if you react that obviously, Kosaki-san. Morning, Kosaki-san. I tried my best to act nonchalant and offered her a brief greeting. Eventually, she peeked out from behind the gatepost timidly and spoke.
おはようございます。
Good morning. Her response was unbelievably adorable. Damn it. Kosaki-san was just too...
めちゃくちゃ可愛い。
Thank God I didn't bring it up.
どうしちゃったの、クルルちゃん。なんか今日めちゃくちゃ可愛くないですか？どうしたんです？一体何があったんです？何もないから。だからくっつかないで。いや、嘘です。だとこれ絶対なんかあったやつ。普段クールなクルルちゃんがこんな色っぽい反応するのも絶対おかしい。
Uh-oh.
この軽く上ずった熱っぽい声。もしやこれは我が世の春が来たということ？
Uh-oh.
兄さん、クルルちゃんに何かしました？
I mean, not yet. What? What? No, I didn't. Not yet, at least. What? Now will you calm the hell down?
ひどい目に遭いました。
Sorry about Uta. In the end, it took everything I had just to keep Uta under control this morning, and I wasn't able to spend any time with Kosaki-san at all. Before I knew it, it was already lunchtime. This is the first chance I had to speak with Kosaki-san all day.
こんなにも早く感づかれたのは想定外でしたが、とりあえずうたちゃんのことはごまかせたはずですので、安心してください。
I see. Well, that's a relief.
どのみち、クルルたちの関係を知られるわけにはいきませんからね。うたちゃんはなおさら。
You sure you threw her off? Yeah. Still, I understand how Uta felt. It wasn't hard to see why she began to suspect something after seeing such a drastic change in her friend. After all, Kosaki-san today was too goddamn cute. Or was it? Was it because I'd been paying such close attention to her lately? For some reason, it felt like she was 10 times cuter than yesterday. The way her cheeks were slightly flushed, the way she was fidgeting restlessly. Every single one of her gestures and mannerisms was reminiscent of an adorably small nervous animal. In fact, she was like the very picture of a girl in love. I'd never seen her act like this before.
先輩どうしました？
It's nothing. Crap. Just looking at her was making my heart pound. What was going on? You'd almost think I was absolutely in love or something.
それでですね、先輩。今朝はいろいろとありましたけれど、ようやく二人きりになれましたね。
Don't look at me like that saying those words. Suddenly, she gave me a rather inviting look. That's what I'm saying! Alone, together, with Kosaki-san. Hearing her say those words, I couldn't help but swallow hard. Does this mean she was having the same thoughts I was? Is that why she'd been acting so self-conscious about me, around me all morning?
先輩、二人きりになれたので、早速。
Yeah?
早速、恋愛のお勉強を始めましょう。
Oh, right. Right. I don't know what I was expecting.
周囲にバレないように恋愛のお勉強をするには、二人きりでいる時しかチャンスはありません。そして、今がまさにその時です。
Her eyes glittered. Some ways, seeing that innocent look in her face made me feel rather guilty.
ちょうどお昼時ですし、今日はお弁当を使ったお勉強がいいかもですね。
Practice with my bento? What do you mean?
クルルが今から彼女らしい振る舞いをしますので、佐久間先輩は彼氏らしい適切な対応をしてください。
This almost sounds like some kind of interview for a theater troupe. I feel like I've read this in a manga before.
カップルにありがちなイベントをこなしていって、その空気感を学んでいくんです。せっかく練習相手がそばにいるんですから、理論より実践ですよ。
Well, I guess that makes sense.
ほほん。では早速。今日は早起きして、先輩のためにお弁当を作ってきたんです。
Huh? Oh, thanks.
よかったら食べてほしいんですけど。
Sure, I'll have some.
そこはあんしてほしいって言わないと。
I was immediately criticized for my performance.
佐久間先輩はガッツかなさすぎなんです。もっとグイグイ押した方が女の子は嬉しいんですよ。
Oh, are they? I guess. But I don't want to be too pushy and creep you out, you know?
尻込みしてる方がむしろ呆れられます。今は練習なんですから気負わずやってみてください。
Alright, fine. You know, it'd be great if you could feed me by hand too. What do you look so surprised about? You're the one who told me to say it.
わかりました。じゃあまずこの卵焼きを。
Kosaki-san picked up her chopsticks and reached for the bento. The box itself was a girlish pink, while the inside was filled with fluffy white rice and an assortment of colorful veggies and other side dishes. Did you really make all this yourself? Then you start feeding each other with each other's mouth. Huh?
もちろんです。
Nah. Well, I didn't know you were such an amazing cook, Kosaki-san. Isn't that a thing in anime? Maybe in hentai.
今のはいいかと思います。
I wasn't pretending though. It was a genuine compliment.
ではこの卵焼きでカップル伝統のあんを
You okay? Your hand's shaking.
そこはツッコミ入れなくていいんです。
Firmly holding her chopsticks. She brought a piece of tamagoyaki toward my face.
では先輩、
I opened my mouth and leaned forward, leaned in closer. However,
近い近すぎて離れてください。
now you're just being unreasonable.
気になってこっそり
Ah!
後をつけてみれば。
All right, I'll be back. Have fun looking at Uta. All right, I'm back. No BRB screen. I mean, I was waiting for a CG, but like, Uta showed up, so anyway.
はは、そういうことですか。
Maybe I should have BRB'd on this face. After school, our relationship practice continued.
無事二人きりになれました。ということで、バイトの時間までお忍びデートです。今回は学園帰りのデートという設定で行きますよ。さあ先輩、どこへ連れて行ってくれますか？
How about we stop by the bookstore?
やった。じゃなくてダメです。ここまで来ておいてどうして本屋なんですか？
Uh-oh. I forgot to, It seemed like you liked the idea for a second, though. The obvious choice would have been to go to the arcade or to see a movie, but I thought having a bit of quiet time together sounded pretty good, too. Although, since we're both probably tired from school, I thought it'd be nice just to relax somewhere.
なるほど。一理ありますね。そうやって相手を気遣うのも恋人としての務めなのかもしれません。今のはクルルも学ばされました。
He nodded several times as though impressed.
では今回は先輩の勘を立てて本屋デートにするとしましょう。クルル、ちょうど欲しい本があったんですよね。
So he really did want to go after all. Ah, she's still spying on us. Afterward, even while we were at work,
二人きりでいるときにスマホばかりいじってるのはどうかと思いますよ。
you're the one who said we should keep our work and private lives separate, weren't you?
今は休憩中です。
That seemed like an awfully arbitrary distinction. Come on. You're not saying we should be practicing romance in the break room at work, are you? That doesn't sound like a good idea.
別に特別なことをする必要はありません。ただ二人きりの時間を無駄にしないようにたわいない話でもできればいいんです。ここ防音設備が行き届いていますし、休憩中は誰も入ってきませんから。
Huh? I guess that's true. That we don't have to worry about being overheard. But hold on. Pull around together. Don't you mean don't tell me you mean
はい一体何を想像してるんですか？普通の世間話ですよ。
sex in the break room?
あいつらは何を騒いでいるんだ？
Pretty good soundproofing, huh?
休憩に入ってからずっとあんな調子ですね。喧嘩でもしたのかな？
これはまた面白いことになっているね。
Fuck off, Ushino.
てな感じでお二人は裏で血話喧嘩してますよ。
God damn it.
そうですか。
Oh, why are you here?
つむぐさんとクルルさんのこと気になります？
What do you have to be spying on us here as well, man?
だからわざわざここに足を運んだんですよ。いいからとっととオーダーしてください。
うたちゃんが辛辣。
We did a lot today, huh?
はい、お疲れ様でした。
After work, a sensible couple. After work, a sensible couple as we were, the two of us made our way home side by side.
なんかどっと疲れました。いつも以上に体が重いです。
Probably because she wasn't used to doing all the things we did. Her face looked weary with fatigue. Come to think of it, it had all been new territory for me too. But though I felt equally as exhausted, for some reason it doesn't feel like an unpleasant tiredness. And that was undoubtedly because of how much I enjoyed my time together with. Oh, as I glanced at her face, our eyes happened to meet. Embarrassed, we both quickly looked away. Even though we'd spent the entire day practicing being a couple, we still hadn't gotten over the shyness of looking each other in the eye.
恋愛のお勉強、意外とはかどりましたね。もっとつまずくと思っていたんですけど。
Yeah, same. But thanks for your guidance. I learned a lot of new things too. Thanks, Kosaki-san.
あ、いえ、お礼なんて、こっちも学べることは多々ありましたし、何よりこっちもドキドキさせてもらいましたし。
I couldn't really make out the second part.
けど、二人きりの時間ってその気になれば作れるものなんですね。クルルたち学年が違うから難しいと思っていたんですけど。
Yeah, I thought so too. At school, we had our friends and classmates to deal with, and after school, we didn't always necessarily have time to meet. Yet despite that, being able to find time to spend with my girlfriend really made this feel like an actual relationship. In that sense, I guess you could say we were a pretty good couple. Come to think of it, we're alone right now too. That's right. Just like the other day, we were walking through the town at night together. As it so happened, we were passing by the exact spot where we'd first held hands. Perhaps thinking the same thing I was, Kosaki-san placed her hands together, rubbing them restlessly. By the way, if you still want to practice a bit more romance, want to hold hands? Don't worry, it's just practice.
そうですね。お願いします。
Alright, here goes. Kosaki-san's hand felt even warmer than yesterday. It was the sort of warmth that simply felt pleasant to the touch.
先輩の方から誘ってくるのは意外でした。
I'm the one who held your hand last time though. Besides, like you said, earlier this afternoon. Guys are supposed to be bold about these sorts of things.
あ、そういえばそうでしたね。
Kosaki-san suddenly smiled, as if pleased I'd taken her advice to heart.
先輩の手あったかいです。
Yours is really warm too. For some reason, I can only repeat her words back at her. But though neither of us could think of much to say, we continued walking side by side through the brightly lit nighttime streets.
あ、この辺でいいです。もう家近いので。
Oh, alright. Kosaki-san's feet came to a halt. I came to a stop as well as I stared in the direction of her house. I'd missed my cue to say goodbye. Not that I still had something to say or anything to her or anything. But before I knew it, I felt as though my feet were rooted to the ground, unable to move.
手いつまで握ってるんですか？
Sorry. Finally coming back to my senses, I quickly let go of her steamy hand. Cold night wind soon filled the emptiness where her palm had been, making me shiver. My bad. I should have let go sooner.
あ、いえ、クルルは別に嫌という意味で言ったわけではないんです。勘違いさせてしまってすみません。クルルはもう少し握っていたいって言ってほしくて。
Huh? What was that?
なんでもないです。クルル、お先に失礼しますね。
Right. Good night, Kosaki-san.
はい、おやすみです、先輩。
Maybe I should have walked her home after all. And maybe I'd have been able to hold her hand a little bit longer. I'm home.
おかえりなさい、兄さん。
Uta, already in her pajamas, quickly came out to greet me. By the way, why were you at Fairy Tale earlier today? I thought I told you I didn't need dinner tonight.
せっかくだから食事がてら兄さんのことを観察したいなと思っただけですよ。深い意味はありません。
Likely story, Uta.
さとっととお風呂入っちゃってください。明日もバイトなんでしょ。早く寝ないといけません。
Right, I'll do that. Urged along by my oddly cheerful sister, I headed toward the bathroom, still feeling somewhat glum.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Someone's at the door. Who could be calling so early on a public holiday? I had to go to work in a bit, so I didn't have much time for this. I have work tomorrow. God damn it. You're just like Tsumugu. Hello, who? Oh, Kosaki-san. Who was the last person I expected.
デレデレしないでください。クルルちゃんは私のお客さんですよ。
What?
今日は遊ぶ約束してたんですよ。クルルちゃんはシフトに入っていないって聞いたので。
Oh, right. So she wasn't here to see me. That's a shame.
残念がる気持ちはわかりますけど、そろそろ出ないとバイト間に合いませんよ。
Alright, sheesh, I'm going. Straightening out my clothes. I made to leave I made to leave the house. I'm made to leave the house. What is it?
バイト頑 くださいね。
Bro! Thanks. See you later. It wasn't often I heard words of encouragement like that from Kosaki-san. It made my heart sore. Trying to keep my heart from racing, I swallowed my desire to stay behind and reluctantly headed for work. However, there was one thing that weighed on my mind. I wonder if Kosaki-san's gonna be okay all alone with Uta. I hope things don't get awkward between them.
お邪魔します。
Ah! What the fuck? I hope they never. I hope Uta doesn't bring up that she saw Kururu and Tsumugu together all day yesterday. I timidly opened the door. The room I entered into was unfamiliar but decorated very typically of Uta-chan, which offered a small sense of relief. I felt some of my tension loosening a little.
そんなによそよそしくしなくても大丈夫ですよ。今この家には私しかいないんですし。
とは言っても、ウタちゃんの家に上がるのなんて初めてだから。
ああ、そういえばそうでしたっけ。それなら後で兄さんの部屋を見ます？見た？ない。バカなないでよ。今日はウタちゃんに会いに来たんだから。今日はね。
Sakuma Senpai had been roped into going to work today. Since the restaurant was bound to be jam-packed on a holiday, male employees in particular had been half-forced to help out. I've been working consecutive shifts in the past few days, though, so thankfully I was given the day off.
さてさて、せっかくの休日にクルルちゃんが来てくれたことですし、宿題はそこそこにして遊びませんか？
ダメだよウタちゃん。こういう時こそメリハリはきちんとつけないと。
Today was supposed to be a study session. With Golden Week just around the corner, we've already been getting assigned a fair amount of homework from every subject. Uta-chan had said she wanted to get it out of the way as soon as possible, which is why I came to help her out.
けど前々から約束していたとはいえ、さすがにタイミング悪すぎるよ。
After becoming Sakuma Senpai's girlfriend temporary, and all the romantic practice we'd done yesterday, honestly, I was having a hard time looking Uta in the eye.
クルルちゃん、どうかしました？
なんでもない。いいから始めよう。さあ早く。
終わりました。頭使いすぎて知恵熱が出そうです。
After about 2 hours of fierce concentration, we managed to get through all of our homework. Having already started on mine quite a while ago, I quickly finished in no time at all. The rest of the time I'd been mostly watching over Uta-chan while she worked.
ウタちゃんよく頑張ったね。お疲れ様。
クルルちゃんに褒められちゃいました。それじゃあ残った時間は遊びましょう。私、新しい占いの本を買ったんですよ。
ウタちゃんは本当占いが好きなんだね。
クルルちゃんの恋愛占いの結果、運命の糸はもう見えているかも。だって、よかったですね。
運命の糸ってどうやったら見えるの？
うん、
クルルちゃんっては相変わらず現実的ですね。この占いの結果は要するに好きな人ができるかもってことですよ。
Ah,
好きな人。
someone I love. I don't know about that. I'd never even dated anyone yet. I'd never even dated anyone yet. The whole reason I was in this temporary relationship right now was to gain more experience in order to write my novel. That's why Sakuma Senpai and I...
その顔もしかして心当たりでも？
No.
いないからクルルに好きな人なんて。やっぱりなんか変ですよね。宿題している間もなんかよそよそしいというからしくないというか、ねえクルルちゃん、私はクルルちゃんのことを親友だと思っています。何急に。
You know, so if you have any boy troubles, you can tell Uta.
クルルちゃんは私史上最高に可愛い女の子で最高にラブリーな親友です。クルルちゃんはどうですか？私のことをどう思っていますか？クルルもウタちゃんが一番親しい友達だと思ってるよ。クルルちゃんから告白来た。これいいですね、いいですね。最高に有頂天な気分なので、このまま2人でお風呂にでも入りましょう。
Hang on a minute.
はい、お風呂？
How did the conversation suddenly take this turn?
男の友情杯に女の友情裸にありという格言を知らないんですか？
What?
知らないかな。
Yeah, I've never heard that.
まあ今私が考えた格言なんですけど。
Yeah, that's what I thought.
ともあれお風呂です。裸の付き合いをすればこの微妙な空気も一緒に洗い流せるでしょう。さあさあお風呂へレッツラゴーです。ちょっと。
I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. Alright, anyway.
うたちゃん、そんな強引に脱がさないでよ。パンツが。
The hate scene is gonna be wild. What do you mean, wait, nipple?
それで兄さんとのお付き合いは順調なんですか？
Thank God they don't show anything.
やっぱりバレてたんだ。昨日の時点でうすうす。
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Whenever it came to her brother, nothing escaped Uta-chan's notice. Although she normally behaved rather naive and innocent, she could also be frighteningly sharp at times like this.
隠しててごめんなさい。うたちゃんには言いづらくって、それでよそよそしくなってたのかもしれない。まあ彼氏の妹ですからね。言いづらいと思うのは当たり前です。でもそれにしてはよそよそしすぎると言いますか。クルルちゃん、何か私のことを怖がっていたりしませんか？それはやっぱり兄さんと何かあったんですよね。ぜひそれを聞かせてください。
We held hands.
超絶ヘビーな話でも超絶エロな話でも私は何でもカムヒアですよ。バッチコイ。うたちゃん。
Bro. It didn't seem as though I had any way out of this. It would have been too rude to simply stay silent at this point. My only choice was to tell Uta-chan everything. I took a deep breath, preparing myself to be scorned by her.
確かに先輩とは付き合ってることになってる一応一応とはクルルはね先輩とは打算で付き合ったの恋愛の経験が欲しいからなんて言って先輩に恋人ごっこをしてほしいって頼んだんだ
Now that I thought about it, it was a pretty scummy thing for me to do. Taking advantage of my best friend's brother of all people, and using him for my own gain.
付き合っているって言ったけどあくまでそれは仮初めの関係お互いに恋愛の勉強が済むまでの偽りの関係なのクルルはウタちゃんのお兄さんを利用するようなことをしちゃったんだよ
I slid down in the bath until half my face was submerged underwater. I felt so guilty and pathetic that I couldn't bring myself to look at her in the face. Honestly, I wished I could just sink underwater entirely and stop breathing. After all, I'm sure Uta-chan was furious. She was probably ready to shout at me and give her brother back. To give her brother back. So I thought.
なんで落ち込んでるんです打算とか仮初めとかよくわかりませんけどお二人がきちんと話し合って決めたことなんでしょそれならいいんじゃないですかね怒ってないのクルルお兄さんをもてあそぶようなことをしちゃったのに怒る筋合いがないですねむしろ二人とも青々しくて面白いくらいです
Don't say it like that.
クルルちゃんはクルルちゃんらしくて可愛いなって思いますしクルルらしいどこがだってクルルちゃん打算だなんだとか言ってますけど実際に兄さんのことが好きなんでしょそれは
True.
いくら経験のためだからって好きでもない人と恋人ごっこなんて普通はできませんって私のことがあるから目をそらしているだけで実はクルルちゃん兄さんのことが好きなんですよ事実兄さんと一緒にいる時間は楽しいでしょ
I see. So it's true after all. I really do have feelings for Sakuma Senpai. At first, I genuinely only wanted to gain more experience with romance. But as I spent more time with Senpai and began talking with him more and more, I started to realize how much I enjoyed being with him. And the fact that my heart beat faster whenever we were together can't have been my imagination either. Maybe the whole practicing romance thing was just a pretense. Maybe I'd use that as an excuse to spend time with him, doing all those things a couple might do. Simply because I wanted to experience that throbbing in my chest. At that moment, he'd held my hand. My heart had pounded so hard that it felt as though it would literally burst.
恋してたからなのかな打算だけで兄さんと付き合ったんじゃありません本当に好きな気持ちがあったから付き合ったんですおそらく兄さんも それが私にはわかるから、クルルちゃんのこともこうして応援できるんですよ。
But why did you have to be like that with Minakoshi, man? I enjoyed spending time with Sakuma senpai, and I wanted him to make my heart throb even more. Because Kururu is Uta's best friend. Yeah, but Minakoshi is Uta's teacher. I see. This is what it meant to fall in love. I was in love with him.
ありがとう、ウタちゃん。ウタちゃんに言われてようやくすっきりした気がする。それなら何よりです。親友としての務めは果たせましたね。私としてもクルルちゃんが兄さんを選んでくれてむしろ嬉しいくらいなんですよ。だからこれからもお幸せに、クルルちゃん。ウタちゃん。
Uta-chan's kindness always exceeded my expectations. She wasn't like me, who approached everything with logic and reasoning. Instead, she wore her heart on her sleeve. It was refreshing to see. She really was amazing.
さて、第一の悩みはこれで解決ですね。それで、セックスはいつするんですか？
What?
恋人といえばセックスでしょう。まさか手つないだだけで終わりとか言いませんよね。
Of course Uta's gonna bring up sex.
本当に付き合っていることを確認したいのなら体を重ね合ってズッコンバッコンすべきです。
Bump uglies. What do you mean?
待って、ウタちゃん何言ってるの？クルルたちはまだキスも済ませてないんだよ。いくらクルルちゃんでもセックスのない恋人関係は許しません。ああ
Bro.
見えて性欲お化けなんでちゃんと満足させてあげなきゃダメです。だからっていきなり
You only say he has a crazy sex drive because you have a crazy sex drive, Uta. The siblings' insatiable sex drive.
セックス。
Voice echoed around the bathroom. My ears are ringing. I need to clip that.
セックスを恥じらう必要はありません。あれは神聖なる愛の儀式。お互いの思いを確かめ合う正当な行為なのですから。そんなこと言ったって、そんなのどうやって。簡単ですよ。二人きりになったところを見計らって兄さんを強引に押し倒すんです。それから
Uta, just because that's what you want to do.
それ以上はダメ。
Uta's perverseness is on a whole nother level. You got that right. Huh?
うまくいったら教えてくださいね。兄さんのあれの気持ちよさとか私も知りたいので。
You just want to live vicariously through Kururu. Oh my god.
だからこの話やめてってば。ダメです。クルルちゃんも言いましたよね。メリハリが重要だって。
Threesome? I wish.
それならつけましょう。メリとハリ。今からウタちゃん式セックス講座の開始です。
Oh boy. Uh.
昨日の疲れが抜けなくて今日はろくに授業聞けなかったよ。
Me neither. I was pretty much asleep for half of it. Following day after our hellish shift at work. Still exhausted from the previous day, We did our best to struggle through classes until the final bell rang for dismissal. It had been a tough day at work together, to say the least. That Kosaki-san there, Aile's incompetence had given us twice as much trouble as well, as usual.
つむぐも今日はバイトないんだよね。どっか遊びにでも行く？
Nah, sorry. I think I'll pass today. Truth was, I had other plans. Kosaki-san had told me that she had something to talk about, and so we agreed to meet up later this evening.
あらら、残念。つむぐとイチャラブデートして癒されようと思ったのに。
I'm not going on a date with you, Masora. I'm going on a date with Koruru. Not Kosaki Koruru. Next time.
きっとだよ。それじゃあね。
Now then, how should I kill time until this evening? Picking up a book at random, I forced my sluggish brain to begin reading. And then I passed the fuck out. Eventually, it was time for our meeting. I made my way to the first year's classroom. Kosaki-san, I'm here.
あ、わざわざすみません。しかもこんな時間までお待たせしちゃって。
That's okay. I'd mostly just ended up taking a much-needed nap anyway. I was right.
どうしても二人きりじゃないと話せないことだったので、夕方まで待ってもらいました。
Well, it's just us now.
はい。下校時刻まで誰も通りません。
Was it just me, or did she sound kind of suggestive?
先輩に一つ謝らなければならないことがあるんです。
Huh? What's that?
うたちゃんにバレちゃいました。
What?
クルルたちの関係、うたちゃんにはお見通しだったみたいです。
Seriously? I remember an H scene with Kururu in the classroom. Oh my god. I thought I'd been super careful about making sure Uta didn't suspect anything. So what happened after that? You didn't get into a fight like with her, did you?
先輩はクルルのことを一番に心配してくれるんですね。
Well, yeah. I wouldn't want our friendship to be ruined because of me. Your friendship to be ruined because of me.
大丈夫ですよ。壊れてなんかいません。むしろ今までより強固になったくらいです。勇気までもらっちゃいましたし。
Just because you were together naked in the bathroom, and thank God it was the all ages version.
勇気どころか余計なものまでもらいましたけど。
Kosaki-san blushed, fidgeting a little. There was something oddly erotic about it. Hang on.
ですね。クルルは先輩に伝えなくちゃいけないことがあるんです。
I don't want our first time to happen in the classroom. Yeah?
先輩、クルルは先輩のことを本気で好きになってしまいました。
Bro, the fucking audio. Oh?
たった数日ですが、仮初めの関係を結んで恋人ごっこをしてましたけど、もしかしたら本当は最初から先輩に恋をしていたんだと思います。うたちゃんと話してそれに気づかされました。
Love. Kosaki-san was in love with me. It didn't seem real. I couldn't seem to wrap my head around those words.
もう何か言ってくださいよ。
sorry. I just blanked out with happiness for a second.
嬉しいって
I mean, and I consciously spoken my thoughts aloud. Happy, that's right. I was happy. I was thrilled that Kosaki-san said she loved me. Why, you ask? The answer was obvious. Actually, before I even knew it, I'd fallen in love with you too, Kosaki-san. I know we agreed that this was just a temporary relationship, but the more time we spent together, the harder it was to take my eyes off you. By the time I realized it, I'd fallen for you.
先輩
She flushed a deep red cast. She flushed a deep red, casting her face downward. I too was beginning to feel my embarrassment rising to the point where I could hardly look her in the face. I'd confessed to her. It was the first time in my life I'd ever confessed to anyone. Right. My confession wasn't over yet. Right. Now that I've come this far, I had to see it through to the end. Kosaki-san. Swallowing my embarrassment, I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Will you go out with me for real this time?"
クルルからもお願いします
Kosaki-san. Overcome with emotion, I pulled her into a tight hug. I was just so full of joy that I couldn't stop myself.
先輩
A faint, lovely scent tickled my nose. It's all a simulation. As though to make everything about her even... Wait. As though to make everything about her, even her scent, my own. What? I squeezed her small, adorable body in my arms. Thank you, Kosaki-san. You don't know how happy it makes me to call myself your boyfriend.
クルルも嬉しいです嬉しすぎて恥ずかしい
She was just too cute. I went to punch myself for not realizing how charming she was earlier. Is it alright if I kiss you, Kosaki-san?
キスですか
You don't want to?
いえキスしてください
You got it. I placed my hand on her cheek. Quietly, I brought my face closer toward her, trembling mouth and... Also, that was a kissing, and Nanami's frat Nekonyan is known for those. Yeah, I know. Kissed her faintly cold lips.
Kiss しちゃった
Yeah, we did. At least from what I've heard. Yeah, I feel like Nekonyan is known for kiss scenes without actually kissing. Except Pisaki's route, where they did actually kiss. And there was tongue action. But, you know...
心臓がひっくり返りそう
Me too. As if to feel each other's pulse, I hugged her body close.
先輩 クルルを愛してほしいです。
Huh? Make love? Did she mean... Are you sure?
はい。
Bro, I think... look, all I'm gonna say is I think she might be a bit... I didn't remember correctly. God damn it.
付き合う男女はこういうことをすべきだと教わって恥ずかしいけどクルルもしてみたくて。
Bro, Uta has already... How has Uta corrupted you, man?
先輩と一つになってみたいんです。
I don't want my first time to be in the classroom. If she says that to me with such a dreamy look in her eyes, there's no way I can hold myself back. Alright. Come here, Kosaki-san. I lowered myself down into a nearby chair and sat her down on my lap. Holy!
クルル、一体なんてことを。
That's what I'm saying. By the time we realized it was nearly time for the school to close. As we were putting our clothes back on, Nuno squirmed with shame, as though she had cooled off and finally came back to her senses.
本当に恥ずかしいことばかり。夢中になりすぎて理性が吹っ飛んでいました。
Turns out you're the pretty clingy type, Kururu. She was the fastest for the H scene. I mean, Uta's route, her H scene was in the common route, right? The masturbation scene. That's a H scene.
思い出させないでくださいよ。
With Samugu? This one? Yeah? Look, even in Uta's route, it took a while before they actually confessed to each other. So cute. She hit me lightly in the back in protest. It didn't hurt though. In fact, it was almost blissful. It made me really happy though, seeing how much you got into it. I mean, sure, it was a little out of character, but you were totally adorable too. Made me fall in love with you even more. Apparently reaching the limit of her embarrassment, tried to hide underneath one of the desks. We didn't have any time to be playing hide and seek though. If we didn't leave soon, one of the teachers might find us as they made their final rounds.
先輩は卑怯です。クルルをドキドキさせることばかりして。これからお付き合いしていく中で、そういうドキドキには注意を払ってください。
I feel like that's kind of contradictory. Still can't tell you how happy I am to be in a real relationship with you now.
こちらこそです、先輩。今後ともよろしくお願いします。
I can't wait for you to react to Uta's hate scenes. Oh my god. Same here, Kururu.
名前呼びは反則です。
Flushing red, he kept hitting me in the back again as we left the classroom together.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Kururu is so cute. Morning, Uta. Okay. They literally skipped school or work. I don't remember to fuck all day long. Right? Yeah. I think that is a good place to end it off for today.